Welcome to Chinese History and Mythology.
Hey friends, welcome back to Chinese History and Mythology. In the last episode, we reached the most critical night of the Battle of Red Cliffs. Zhou Yu and Huang Gai carried out the famous self-injury scheme. Huang Gai deliberately challenged Zhou Yu in front of the generals and was beaten until his skin split and blood flowed, all to convince Cao Cao that he truly intended to surrender. Soon after, Can Zi risked his life crossing the river to deliver a false letter of surrender, successfully making Cao Cao believe Huang Gai was sincere. At the same time, Pang Tong presented the chain link strategy, persuading Cao Cao to connect his warships with iron chains. On the surface, it solved the problem of northern soldiers struggling with naval warfare. In reality, it laid the fatal foundation for the fire attack that would come later. Yet everything was ready except for one thing: the east wind. Zhou Yu had already planned the fire attack, but winter usually brought northwest winds. If he launched the attack under those conditions, the flames would burn eastern Wu instead of the Cao army. Just as Zhou Yu was worrying himself into illness and coughing blood, Zhu Zhiliang identified the source of his anxiety. He then built the 7-star altar on Nanping Mountain and summoned 3 days and 3 nights of southeast wind. The moment the east wind arrived, Zhou Yu moved his armies into action. Huang Gai led the fire ship straight toward the Cao naval camp, and Cao Cao's chained fleet was instantly swallowed by flames. Across the waters of Red Cliffs, the fire fed on the wind, and the wind strengthened the fire. The Cao warships were tied together, leaving no path of escape. The Eastern Wu navy attacked from every direction, and Cao Cao's massive army fell into chaos almost at once. Although Huang Gai was shot into the river by an arrow from Zhang Liao, Han Dang rescued him. Meanwhile, Cao Cao escaped the Sea of Fire under the protection of Zhang Liao, Su Chu, and others. But Zhu Zhiliang had already predicted Cao Cao's route of retreat. He stationed Zhao Yun in ambush at Wulin, and sent Zhang Fei to block the road at Hulu Pass. As Cao Cao fled, he was hunted at every step. His army grew smaller and smaller. Each time he thought he had finally escaped danger, another ambush appeared ahead. By the time he reached Huarong Road, only 27 riders remained with him, and waiting there was Guan Yun Chang. Under Zhu Zhiliang's orders, Guan Yu had been sent to intercept and kill Cao Cao. But when Cao Cao spoke of old kindnesses and reminded him of the bond that remained from the days of crossing 5 passes and slaying 6 generals, Guan Yu's heart softened. In the end, he opened the road and allowed Cao Cao to escape. Though defeated and humiliated, Cao Cao finally saved his life and made his way back to Nanjun. But when Guan Yu returned to Liu Bei's camp, every other commander came back with victories and trophies. Only he returned empty-handed. Zhu Zhiliang immediately produced the military pledge. He pointed out that Guan Yu had violated military law by letting Cao Cao go because of personal feelings, and then ordered the guards to drag him away for execution. So would Liu Bei really stand by and watch his sworn brother be executed? Zhu Zhiliang clearly knew that Cao Cao was not destined to die yet, and he had already foreseen that Guan Yu would let him go out of old loyalty. So why did he still send Guan Yu to guard Huarong Road? Was the release of Cao Cao at Huarong Road truly a case of personal feelings interfering with duty, or was it another move Zhu Zhiliang had planned from the very beginning? Today, we continue the story from the moment Guan Yu let Cao Cao escape. Just as Kongming was about to execute Guan Yun Chang according to military law, Liu Bei quickly stepped forward and pleaded for mercy. He said, "Back when the 3 of us swore brotherhood in the Peach Garden, we vowed to live and die together. Although Yun Chang has violated military law, I truly cannot bear to break the oath we made in those days. I ask that you record his offense for now and spare his life, so that he may atone for it through future service." After hearing this, Kongming finally agreed to spare Guan Yu. After the Battle of Red Cliffs, Zhou Yu reviewed the achievements of every division, reported them to Sun Quan, rewarded the troops, and then immediately led his army against Nanjun. The vanguard forces established camps along the river, divided into 5 camps from front to rear, while Zhou Yu directed operations from the center. As they were discussing plans to capture Nanjun, a messenger suddenly arrived and reported, "Liu Bei has sent Sun Quan to offer congratulations." Zhou Yu ordered that Sun Quan be invited into the command tent. After paying his respects, Sun Quan said, "My lord has specially sent me to thank the commander for his great victory at Red Cliffs and to present a small gift." Zhou Yu asked, "Where is Liu Bei currently stationed?" Sun Quan replied, "He has moved his forces to Yujiangkou." Zhou Yu's expression immediately changed. He then asked, "Is Kongming also at Yujiangkou?" Sun Quan answered, "Kongming remains there together with my lord." Zhou Yu was startled, though he only said, "Return for now. I shall personally visit later to express my thanks." After Sun Qian departed, Lu Su asked in confusion, "Commander, why were you so surprised just now?" Zhou Yu replied in a deep voice, "If Liu Bei has stationed troops at Yuzhangkou, he must have plans to seize Nanjun. Eastern Wu has spent so much manpower, grain, and wealth. Nanjun is almost within our grasp, yet they want to enjoy the reward without paying the cost. If Liu Bei is allowed to take Nanjun, it will only happen after I, Zhou Yu, am dead." Lu Su asked, "Then how can we make him abandon the idea?" Zhou Yu replied, "I will meet him personally. If we can reach an agreement, so be it.
If not, I will deal with him before he makes a move." So Zhou Yu and Lu Su set out with 3,000 light cavalry and headed straight for Yuzhangkou. When Sun Qian returned to Liu Bei's camp, he reported that Zhou Yu intended to come. Liu Bei asked Kongming, "Why is Zhou Yu coming here?" Kongming smiled and said, "He is not coming because of the gift. He is clearly coming because of Nanjun." Liu Bei asked again, "If he brings troops with him, how should we respond?" Kongming quietly explained a plan. As a result, Liu Bei arranged his warships at Yuzhangkou and drew up troops along the shore in perfect formation. When Zhou Yu arrived and saw that Liu Bei's army was far from weak, he became even more uneasy. Liu Bei and Kongming welcomed him into the tent and hosted a banquet. After several rounds of wine, Zhou Yu asked, "Since Liu Yuzhou has stationed troops here, could it be that he also intends to capture Nanjun?" Liu Bei replied, "I heard that the commander plans to take Nanjun, so I came to assist. If the commander does not take it, then Liu Bei will take it himself." Zhou Yu smiled and said, "Eastern Wu has long intended to control the Han River region. Nanjun is now right before us. How could we not take it?" Liu Bei replied, "Before leaving, Cao Cao appointed Cao Ren to defend Nanjun. He must have left behind clever plans to support him. Cao Ren is the bravest among the armies. I fear the commander may not find the city so easy to capture." Zhou Yu refused to accept this and said, "If I fail to take Nanjun, then I will leave it for you to take." Liu Bei immediately answered, "Zijing and Kongming are both here as witnesses. Commander, do not regret those words later." Lu Su hesitated, uncertain how to respond. But Zhou Yu declared, "A true man never takes back his word." Kongming immediately smiled and said, "Those are fair words, Commander. Let Eastern Wu attempt the capture first. If you fail, then let my lord try. What could be wrong with that?" Zhou Yu and Lu Su then took their leave. After Zhou Yu departed, Liu Bei still felt uneasy. He asked Kongming, "The answer you taught me worked well enough at the time, but if Zhou Yu truly captures Nanjun, then the city will belong to Eastern Wu. Where will I find a place to settle?" Kongming burst into laughter. "When I advised my lord to seize Jingzhou, my lord could not bear to do it. Now that Nanjun belongs to Cao Cao, suddenly my lord remembers that it should be taken." Liu Bei replied, "Liu Biao treated me kindly, so I could not bring myself to seize his lands. But now that Nanjun belongs to Cao Cao, of course I can take it." Kongming said, "My lord need not worry. Simply allow Zhou Yu and He Cao Ren to fight one another. Sooner or later, my lord will sit in possession of Nanjun." Liu Bei asked, "How will this plan work?" Kongming quietly explained further. Liu Bei was delighted and kept his forces at Yuzhangkou without moving. After returning to camp, Lu Su asked Zhou Yu, "Why did you promise Liu Bei that if Eastern Wu failed to take Nanjun, he could have a chance to take it?" Zhou Yu replied, "I can capture Nanjun in no time at all. I merely offered empty courtesy." He then summoned his generals and asked, "Who dares to be the first to capture Nanjun?" Jiang Qin immediately stepped forward. Zhou Yu appointed Jiang Qin as vanguard commander, with Zhu Sheng and Ding Feng serving as deputy commanders. He gave them 5,000 elite troops to cross the river first, while he would follow with reinforcements. Cao Ren defended Nanjun, while Cao Hong held Yiling. Together, the two positions supported one another. When news arrived that the Wu army had crossed the river, Cao Ren advocated holding the city and refusing battle, but the fierce general Niu Jin angrily declared, "The enemy has already reached our walls. If we still refuse to fight, will we not appear cowardly? I am willing to lead 500 elite soldiers out and fight to the death." Cao Ren agreed. After Niu Jin rode out, Ding Feng pretended to retreat and lured him into the Wu formations, where he was immediately surrounded. Seeing this from the city walls, Cao Ren at once put on his armor, mounted his horse, and led several hundred warriors charging into the Wu army. He rescued Niu Jin first, then noticed dozens more cavalrymen trapped within the enemy lines. He charged into the encirclement again and brought them out as well. Jiang Qin tried to block his path, but Cao Ren and Niu Jin broke through together and scattered his troops. Soon after, Cao Chun arrived with reinforcements. The Wu army was forced to retreat, and Cao Ren returned to the city victorious.
Jiang Qin returned in defeat. Zhou Yu was furious and nearly had him executed. Only the desperate pleas of the other generals saved his life. Just as Zhou Yu was preparing to personally face Cao Ren in battle, Gan Ning stepped forward and said, "Cao Ren has left Cao Hong to defend Yiling, and the two positions support each other. If we do not take Yiling first, Nanjun will be difficult to capture. Allow me to lead 3,000 elite troops to seize Yiling." Zhou Yu accepted the suggestion and ordered Gan Ning to strike directly at Yiling, but the news had already been passed to Cao Ren by spies inside the Wu army. After consulting with Chen Zhao said, "If Yiling falls, Nanjun will be difficult to defend. Reinforcements must be sent at once." Cao Ren therefore dispatched Cao Chen and Niu Jin in secret to assist Cao Hong. When Gan Ning arrived at Yiling, Cao Hong rode out to fight. After more than 20 exchanges, Cao Hong retreated. Gan Ning pressed the attack and captured Yiling. But by dusk, Cao Chen and Niu Jin arrived with reinforcements and joined forces with Cao Hong, surrounding Yiling in return. Scouts rushed to report, "Gan Ning is trapped in Yiling." Zhou Yu was shocked. Cheng Pu urged Zhou Yu to divide his forces and send help, but Zhou Yu worried that Cao Ren might attack the main camp at Nanjun if the army was weakened. For a moment, he could not decide. Lu Meng then said, "Gan Xingba is one of Eastern Wu's greatest generals. How can we leave him without aid? Let Ling Tong stay behind to guard the camp. I will lead the vanguard, and the commander can follow behind. Within 10 days we will defeat the enemy." Ling Tong also volunteered, saying, "If it is only for 10 days, I am willing to take responsibility for defending the camp." Zhou Yu was delighted. He left 10,000 troops under Ling Tong's command and personally led the army toward Yiling. Lu Meng added another suggestion. "There is a small road south of Yiling that leads to Nanjun. If the enemy is defeated, they will certainly retreat along that route. We should cut down trees and block the road first. Then their horses will not be able to pass, and they will be forced to abandon them." Zhou Yu followed the plan. As the army approached Yiling, Zhou Tai requested permission to break through the encirclement and rescue Gan Ning. Carrying his blade, he mounted his horse and charged into the enemy ranks, fighting all the way to the city walls. When Gan Ning learned that Zhou Yu had personally come to rescue him, he immediately organized his troops and prepared to attack from inside, while the Wu army attacked from outside. Hearing the news, Cao Hong, Cao Chen, and Niu Jin divided their forces to meet the threat. Gan Ning and Zhou Tai then charged out from the city while the Wu army attacked from outside. The Cao forces fell into confusion. As expected, Cao Hong and the others retreated along the small road, only to find it blocked by fallen trees. Their horses could not pass, and they were forced to flee on foot, leaving behind more than 500 fine horses for the Wu army. After rescuing Gan Ning, Zhou Yu marched back to Nanjun overnight. There he encountered Cao Ren returning from Yiling. The two sides fought until dark before withdrawing to their camps. After returning to the city, Cao Ren met with his officers. Cao Hong said, "Now that Yiling has been lost, the situation is dangerous. Perhaps we should open the secret letter left by the Prime Minister." Cao Ren opened the letter and was overjoyed after reading it. He immediately gave orders, "Prepare food at the 5th watch. At dawn, the entire army will abandon the city. Place banners all along the walls to create the appearance of strength, and leave through 3 different gates." Outside Nanjun, Zhou Yu was arranging his battle lines. When he saw the Cao army leaving through 3 gates, and noticed banners hanging from the walls, with no defenders in sight, he concluded that Cao Ren intended to withdraw. He immediately ordered both wings to pursue, while he personally led the main force into the city. At the sound of the war drums, Cao Hong rode out to fight. Han Dang met him in battle, and after more than 30 exchanges, Cao Hong retreated. Cao Ren then entered the fight personally, only to be driven back by Zhou Tai. The Cao formation fell into disorder. Wu cavalry charged forward, and the Cao troops fled toward the northwest. Seeing the city gates wide open, and the walls apparently undefended, Zhou Yu ordered his men to seize the city. Dozens of cavalry rushed in first, and Zhou Yu himself rode straight into the inner city. But an ambush had already been prepared inside. From the enemy tower, Chen Zhao quietly praised the brilliance of the Prime Minister's plan. Suddenly, a signal sounded, and arrows rained down from both sides. The Wu cavalry that had rushed into the city fell one after another into hidden pits. Zhou Yu quickly turned his horse to retreat, but a poisoned arrow struck him in the left side. He fell from his horse. Niu Jin charged out from the city, hoping to capture Zhou Yu alive,
but Zhu Sheng and Ding Feng fought desperately to rescue him and bring him back. The Cao forces inside the city launched a counterattack. Wu soldiers trampled over one another in panic, and countless men fell into the trenches. Fortunately, Ling Tong suddenly attacked from the flank and blocked the Cao troops, allowing the Wu army to retreat safely to camp. After Zhou Yu was struck by the arrow, the military doctors removed the arrowhead with iron forceps and treated the wound with medicine. The physician warned him, the arrowhead was poisoned. The wound will not heal quickly. If you become angry again, it will certainly reopen. Chengpu therefore ordered the camp to remain on strict defense for 3 days and forbade any unnecessary fighting. For several days, Niu Jin came to the camp gates and shouted insults. Chengpu feared that Zhou Yu would become angry and never reported it. On the 3rd day, Cao Ren personally led his troops to challenge the camp while beating war drums. Chengpu still refused to leave the camp. Hearing the thunder of drums outside, Zhou Yu summoned the generals and demanded, "Why is there so much shouting and drumming outside?" The officers replied, "The troops are conducting exercises." Zhou Yu became angry. "How dare you lie to me? I already know that the enemy has been insulting us outside the camp for days. Cheng Demu, you share command authority with me. Why have you done nothing?" Chengpu explained, "Your arrow wound has not healed. The doctor warned that you must not become angry, so I dared not report it." Zhou Yu asked, "If we do not fight, what do you intend to do?" Chengpu answered, "The general suggests withdrawing temporarily to Eastern Wu and waiting until your wound has healed." After hearing this, Zhou Yu leaped from his bed and declared, "A man who receives his ruler's salary should be ready to die on the battlefield and be buried in horsehide. How can the affairs of the state be delayed because of me alone?" He immediately put on his armor, mounted his horse, and rode out with several hundred cavalry. When Cao Ren saw him appear, he shouted insults across the battlefield. "Young Zhou Yu, it seems you truly are close to death." Zhou Yu rode forward and shouted back, "Cao Ren, can you not see that I, Zhou Lang, am still here?" The Cao soldiers were shocked that he could still appear in battle. Cao Ren then ordered the entire army to insult him. As Zhou Yu's anger rose and he was about to send Pan Zhang into battle, he suddenly cried out. Blood burst from his mouth and he fell from his horse. The Cao army immediately charged forward. The Wu generals fought desperately to hold them back and finally managed to rescue Zhou Yu and bring him into the command tent. Chengpu hurriedly asked, "Commander, how are you feeling?" Zhou Yu quietly replied, "This is part of my plan." Chengpu was stunned. "What plan?" Zhou Yu explained, "My wound is not serious. I only pretended that the arrow injury reopened so that the Cao army would believe I am dying. Now we can send trusted men to the enemy camp, pretending to surrender, and spread the news that I am already dead. Tonight, Cao Ren will certainly attack our camp. We will set ambushes on all sides and wait for him to walk into the trap." Chengpu was delighted and said, "A brilliant plan indeed." Immediately, cries of mourning spread throughout the Wu camp. Soldiers in every camp put on mourning clothes, and rumors spread that the Grand Commander had died from his arrow wound. When Cao Ren heard that Zhou Yu had coughed blood and fallen from his horse, he too became convinced that Zhou Yu was dying. As he discussed the situation with his officers, a report arrived. More than a dozen soldiers from the Wu camp have come to surrender. 2 of them claimed they were originally Cao soldiers who had been captured by Eastern Wu. Cao Ren immediately summoned them for questioning. The surrendered soldiers said, "Today on the battlefield, Zhou Yu's arrow wound burst open. After returning to camp, he died. The Wu army is wearing mourning clothes and grieving. We were insulted by Chengpu, so we have come to surrender." Cao Ren was overjoyed. He immediately began planning a night attack on the Wu camp, hoping to seize Zhou Yu's body and present it to Cao Cao. Chen Zhao also urged him to act quickly and not miss such a rare opportunity. After hearing that Zhuge Liang had taken Nanjun and then seized Jingzhou and Xiangyang as well, Zhou Yu became so furious that his old wound reopened. He fell unconscious and did not wake for quite some time. The generals repeatedly tried to calm him, but he still said bitterly, "If I do not kill that villager Zhuge Liang, how can I ever swallow this anger? Chang Demu, you must help me retake Nanjun and bring that city back to Eastern Wu." While they were discussing the matter, Lu Su arrived. Zhou Yu immediately said to him, "I was just preparing to raise troops and settle matters once and for all with Liu Bei and Zhuge Liang. You have come at the right time." Lu Su advised against it. That would be unwise. Cao Cao has not yet been eliminated, and our lord is still struggling at Hefei. If we fight Liu Bei now and Cao forces take advantage of the situation, the consequences will be severe. Besides, if Liu Bei is pushed too far, he may hand the cities over to Cao Cao and join forces with him against Eastern Wu. Would that not be even more dangerous? Zhou Yu replied angrily. We provided the plans. We fought the battles. We lost soldiers and spent enormous resources, yet they came and took the cities already won. How is that not infuriating? Lu Su said, Let me go and speak with Liu Bei first. If negotiations fail, there will still be time for war. The other generals also agreed that Lu Su's proposal was reasonable. Lu Su therefore went to the gates of Nanjun and requested an audience with Liu Bei. Zhao Yun came out to answer him and said, My lord and the military advisor are both in Jingzhou city. Lu Su then headed for Jingzhou. Along the way, he saw orderly banners and disciplined troops throughout the city, and could not help sighing to himself. Zhu Zhiliang truly is no ordinary man. When Zhu Zhiliang heard that Lu Su had arrived, he ordered the city gates opened wide and welcomed him inside. After the formal greetings, Lu Su said, When Cao Cao marched south with his million-man army, it appeared that he was attacking Jiangdong, but in truth his real target was the imperial uncle. It was only because Eastern Wu fought desperately that the imperial uncle was preserved. Now, the 9 commanderies of Jingshang should rightfully belong to Eastern Wu, yet the imperial uncle used strategy to seize them, leaving Jiangdong to bear all the losses in soldiers, supplies, and wealth. That is difficult to justify. Zhu Zhiliang replied, Zheijing is a wise man. How can you say such a thing? As the saying goes, everything should return to its rightful owner. The 9 commanderies of Jingshang never belonged to Eastern Wu. They were the foundation established by Liu Bei. My lord is Liu Bei's younger brother. Although Liu Bei has passed away, his son Liu Qi is still alive. What is wrong with an uncle helping his nephew protect Jingzhou? Lu Su said, If Prince Liu Qi is truly here, that argument would make sense, but he is clearly in Jiangxia. Zhu Zhiliang immediately ordered attendants to bring Liu Qi out. Liu Qi appeared, supported by 2 attendants. His face looked pale and sickly. He said to Lu Su, My health is poor, so I cannot properly greet you. I hope you will forgive me. Lu Su was stunned and speechless for a long moment before asking, If the prince is no longer here one day, then what? Zhu Zhiliang replied, As long as the prince lives, we will guard the city for him. If he is gone, then we can discuss the matter again. Lu Su immediately said, Then when the prince is gone, the city should be returned to Eastern Wu. Zhu Zhiliang smiled and replied, Those are reasonable words, Zheijing. He then hosted a banquet in Lu Su's honor. When Lu Su returned to Zhou Yu's camp, he reported everything that had happened regarding Jingzhou. Zhou Yu said, Liu Qi is still young. How can we simply wait for him to die? How long will it take before we get Jingzhou back? Lu Su answered, Do not worry, Commander. From what I saw, Liu Qi is already deeply weakened. He indulges in wine and pleasure. His illness is severe. His face is thin and pale. His breathing is labored, and he often coughs blood. I doubt he can survive more than half a year. Once he dies, Liu Bei will have no excuse left. Though still unwilling to accept it, Zhou Yu temporarily swallowed his anger. At that moment, a messenger arrived from Sun Quan with orders. Hefei had still not been taken, and Zhou Yu was instructed to withdraw and return to assist there. Zhou Yu therefore returned to Chaisang to recover from his wounds, while ordering Cheng Pu to lead the navy to Hefei and await further commands. After obtaining Jingzhou, Nanjun, and Shangyang, Liu Bei was delighted and began planning for the future. Yi Ji came forward with a proposal. If we wish to hold Jingzhou securely, we should seek advice from the local scholars. Among the 5 Ma brothers of Jingshang, all are known for their talent. The most famous is Ma Liang, courtesy named Ji Chang. He has white hair in his eyebrows, and people say, among the 5 Ma brothers, the white-browed one is the finest. My lord should invite him here for counsel. Liu Bei immediately sent for Ma Liang. When Ma Liang arrived, Liu Bei treated him as an honored guest and asked for advice on governing Jingshang. Ma Liang said, Jingshang is surrounded by enemies on every side. If we merely defend what we already possess, we will not endure for long. Let Prince Liu Qi remain here to recover. Use his former followers to stabilize Jingzhou, then submit a memorial to the imperial court requesting that Liu Qi be officially appointed governor of Jingshang. That will reassure the people. Afterward, send troops south to capture the 4 commanderies of Wuling, Changsha, Guiyang, and Lingling. Build up supplies and strengthen your foundation. That is the proper long-term strategy.
Liu Bei was delighted and asked which commandery should be taken first. Ma Liang replied, "Lingling lies closest on the western side of the Xiang River. Take Lingling first, then Wuling. After that, cross to Guiyang on the eastern side of the river, and finally attack Changsha." Liu Bei appointed Ma Liang as an advisor and E.G. as his assistant. After consulting with Zhu Zhiliang, he sent Lu Qi back to Shangyang to recover, recalled Guan Yu to defend Jingzhou, and personally led an army against Lingling. Zhang Fei served as the vanguard, Zhao Yun commanded the rear division, and Zhu Zhiliang accompanied Liu Bei in the central army. Together they led 15,000 soldiers. Guan Yu remained behind to guard Jingzhou, while Mi Zhu and Lu Feng defended Jiangling. When Lu Du, the governor of Lingling, heard that Liu Bei's army was approaching, he discussed the matter with his son Lu Shan. Lu Shan said, "Father, there is no need to worry. Our great general Xing Darong possesses the strength of 10,000 men. He is more than capable of dealing with the enemy." Lu Du therefore ordered Lu Shan and Xing Darong to establish a camp outside the city. Xing Darong rode out, brandishing a massive battle axe, and loudly cursed Liu Bei's army for invading their territory. Sitting in his four-wheeled carriage and gently waving his feather fan, Zhu Zhiliang replied, "I am Zhu Kongming of Nanyang. Even Cao Cao's the million-man army was defeated by one of my strategies. How can you hope to oppose me? I have come today to accept your surrender. Why not submit now and spare yourselves trouble?" Xing Darong burst into laughter and shouted, "The victory at Red Cliffs was Zhou Lang's achievement. What did it have to do with you? Yet you dare stand here and deceive people." With that, he raised his axe and charged forward. Kongming withdrew back into the formation. Xing Darong chased after the yellow banner and charged in, but he did not see the four-wheeled carriage. Instead, Zhang Fei suddenly rushed out from within the formation. Xing Darong could not defeat Zhang Fei, so he turned and fled, only to find Zhao Yun blocking his path. With no way out, he dismounted and surrendered. Zhao Yun had him bound and brought before Liu Bei and Kongming. Liu Bei wanted to execute him, but Kongming said, "If you can help me capture Lu Xian, I will spare your life." Xing Darong pretended to agree and said he was willing to return to camp as an inside agent. When Kongming came to raid the camp at night, he would capture Lu Xian and offer him in surrender. Liu Bei did not believe him, but Kongming deliberately let him go. After Xing Darong returned to camp, he immediately told Lu Xian the truth and offered a plan. "Tonight we can turn their plan against them. Set only empty banners inside the camp and hide our troops outside. When Kongming comes to raid the camp, we will capture him instead." Lu Xian followed his plan. That night, around the second watch, troops indeed came to set fire near the camp. Lu Xian and Xing Darong split their forces and rushed out. They chased for more than 10 li, but saw no enemy soldiers, and they realized they had fallen into a trap. They hurriedly turned back. Just as they reached the edge of the camp, Zhang Fei burst out from the flames. Lu Xian tried to circle around and raid Kongming's camp, but halfway there he was cut off by Zhao Yun's ambush. Zhao Yun killed Xing Darong with one thrust of his spear, and Zhang Fei arrived soon after and captured Lu Xian alive. Lu Xian was brought before Kongming and quickly said, "This plan was all Xing Darong's idea. It was not my intention." Kongming not only spared him, but also ordered him untied, gave him wine to calm his nerves, and told him to return to the city and persuade his father to surrender. Kongming said, "If he refuses to surrender, once the city is taken, your whole family may not survive." Lu Shan returned to Lingling and told Lu Du about Kongming's kindness. Liu Du then opened the city gates wide, carried out his official seal, and surrendered. Kongming ordered Liu Du to remain as governor of the commandery, while Lu Shan followed the army to serve in Jingzhou. In this way, the commandery of Lingling came under Liu Bei's control. After Liu Bei entered the city, he comforted the people and rewarded the army. Then he asked the generals, "Lingling has been taken. Who is willing to go and take Guiyang?" Zhao Yun was the first to volunteer, and Zhang Fei also fought for the chance. Kongming said, "Zilong spoke first, so let Zilong go." Zhang Fei was not convinced, so Kongming had the two draw lots. In the end, Zhao Yun still drew the winning lot. Zhao Yun signed a military pledge and took only 3,000 soldiers, heading straight for Guiyang. When Zhao Fan, the governor of Guiyang, heard that Zhao Yun was coming, he hurriedly gathered his men to discuss the matter. Commandants Chen Ying and Bao Long volunteered to fight. But Zhao Fan said, "Liu Bei is the imperial uncle of the Han. Kongming is full of strategy.
and Guan Yu and Zhang Fei are unmatched warriors. As for Zhao Zilong, who is coming now, he once moved freely through 1,000,000 soldiers at Changban Slope. How can Guiyang resist him? It would be better to surrender. Chen Ying still insisted on fighting first. Zhao Fan had no choice but to allow him to lead out the troops. Chen Ying led 3,000 soldiers out of the city to face the enemy. Zhao Yun shouted before the formation, "My lord, Liu Sunde, is Liu Biao's younger brother. He governs Jingzhou together with Prince Liu Ji. He has come here to comfort and protect the people. How dare you come out to fight?" Chen Ying shouted back, "We recognize only Chancellor Cao. How could we submit to Liu Bei?" Zhao Yun was furious. He raised his spear and charged straight at Chen Ying. They fought 4 or 5 rounds before Chen Ying could no longer hold on. He turned his horse and fled, then suddenly threw a flying fork behind him. Zhao Yun caught it and threw it back. Then he caught up and captured Chen Ying alive. Back in camp, Zhao Yun shouted, "With your ability, you dare oppose me. I will not kill you today. Go back and tell Zhao Fan to surrender at once." Chen Ying kowtowed and left. Chen Ying returned to the city and reported what had happened. Zhao Fan sighed and said, "I wanted to surrender from the beginning. You were the one who insisted on fighting. Now do you understand how formidable he is?" Zhao Fan then carried his seal and came out of the city to surrender. Zhao Yun treated him with the courtesy due to a guest and set wine before him. During the banquet, Zhao Fan said, "General, your surname is Zhao, and mine is also Zhao. You are from Zhending in Changshan, and I am from the same place. 500 years ago, we were one family. If you do not look down on me, I would like to become sworn brothers with you." After they compared their ages, Zhao Yun was found to be 4 months older than Zhao Fan, so Zhao Fan bowed to Zhao Yun as his elder brother. The next day, Zhao Fan invited Zhao Yun into the city to comfort the people. Zhao Yun took only 50 riders into the city, and the people burned incense and knelt to welcome him. After he had settled the people, Zhao Fan invited Zhao Yun into his residence for wine. When the wine had gone halfway around, Zhao Fan invited a woman dressed in white to come out and offer wine. Zhao Yun asked, "Who is she?" Zhao Fan replied, "She is my elder brother's widow, Lady Fan." Zhao Yun immediately composed himself and treated her with formal respect. After Lady Fan withdrew, Zhao Yun asked, "Brother, why did you have your sister-in-law come out to offer wine?" Zhao Fan said, "My elder brother has been dead for 3 years, and my sister-in-law has remained widowed until now. She once said that if she were to remarry, 3 things had to be suitable. The man must be both civil and martial, famous throughout the world. He must be handsome and dignified, and he must have the same surname as her late husband. General, you fit all 3. I wish to marry my sister-in-law to you and form a lifelong bond between us." When Zhao Yun heard this, he was furious. He said sternly, "Since I have sworn brotherhood with you, your sister-in-law is my sister-in-law. How could I do such an improper thing?" Zhao Fan was both ashamed and angry. He said, "I offered this out of kindness. Why are you so rude?" As he spoke, he secretly signaled to the men around him. Zhao Yun had already sensed the killing intent. He struck first, knocking Zhao Fan down with 1 punch, then turned and left the residence, mounted his horse, and rode out of the city. Zhao Fan hurriedly summoned Chen Ying and Bao Long to discuss what to do. Chen Ying said, "Since Zhao Yun left in anger, we can only fight him openly now." Bao Long offered a plan. "Why not have the 2 of us pretend to surrender and enter his camp? Then, when you lead troops to fight him, we can suddenly strike from the front and capture Zhao Yun." That night, Chen Ying and Bao Long led 500 soldiers to Zhao Yun's camp and falsely surrendered. Zhao Yun already knew there was deception, but he still ordered them to be let in. The 2 knelt and said, "Zhao Fan tried to harm you with a beauty trap. We refused to join his plot, so we have come to submit." Zhao Yun pretended to be pleased and hosted them with wine. Once the 2 were drunk, Zhao Yun immediately had them arrested. He interrogated their accompanying soldiers and confirmed that it was a false surrender. Zhao Yun then summoned the 500 soldiers and said, "The ones who plotted against me were Chen Ying and Bao Long. This has nothing to do with you. If you obey my orders, you will be well rewarded once this succeeds." The soldiers gratefully kowtowed. Zhao Yun then executed Chen Ying and Bao Long, ordered the 500 soldiers to lead the way, and personally led 1,000 troops to the gates of Guiyang that very night. When the men on the city wall heard familiar voices saying that Generals Chen and Bo had returned, after killing Zhao Yun, and asking the governor to come out to discuss matters, the guards lit torches to look. They saw that it was indeed their own troops, so they opened the gate. Zhao Fan had just come out of the city when Zhao Yun shouted an order and had him seized. Zhao Yun then entered the city, comforted the people, stabilized the situation, and sent a fast rider to report to Liu Bei. Liu Bei and Kongming personally came to Guiyang. Zhao Yun came out of the city to welcome them, and had Zhao Fan bound below the steps. Kongming asked about the whole matter, then said to Zhao Yun, "This marriage proposal was not bad. Why did you reject it?" Zhao Yun replied, "Zhao Fan had already sworn brotherhood with me, so his sister-in-law is my sister-in-law. If I married her, it would be improper. That is the first reason. Lady Fan is a widow. If she remarries, her reputation may suffer. That is the second reason. Zhao Fan has only just surrendered, and his mind is still unclear. That is the third reason. My lord has only recently taken the Han Riverlands, and our foundation is not yet stable. How could I damage great affairs for the sake of one woman?" Liu Bei said, "What if I grant her to you as your wife?" Zhao Yun answered solemnly, "There are countless women in the world. Why should I fear having no wife? What I fear is losing honor." Liu Bei praised him and said, "Zilong is truly a great man." He therefore pardoned Zhao Fan, allowed him to remain governor of Guiyang, and richly rewarded Zhao Yun. Zhang Fei heard all this from the side and could not help shouting, "Why is it always Zilong who wins merit, while I end up looking useless? Give me 3,000 soldiers and I will go take Wuling Commandery right now and capture Governor Jin Xuan alive." Kongming was delighted when he heard this and said, "Yidie may go if he wishes, but there is one condition." Kongming said to Zhang Fei, "When Zilong went to take Guiyang, he signed a military pledge before he left. Now that Yidai wishes to take Wuling, you must also sign a military pledge first." Zhang Fei immediately wrote and signed the pledge, then led 3,000 soldiers and marched toward Wuling that very night. When Jin Xuan, the governor of Wuling, heard that Zhang Fei was coming to attack, he hurriedly gathered his officers and prepared for battle. His advisor Gongji urged him, saying, "Liu Xuande is the imperial uncle of the Han, and his reputation for benevolence and righteousness is known throughout the land. Zhang Fei is also unmatched in bravery. It would be unwise to fight them head-on. Surrendering would be the best course." Jin Xuan flew into a rage. "Are you trying to become an inside agent?" He immediately ordered Gongji executed. Only after the other officials pleaded for mercy did he relent and merely drive Gongji away. Jin Xuan then personally led troops out of the city to meet the enemy. When the two armies met, Zhang Fei sat firmly on his horse with spear in hand and shouted, "Jin Xuan!" Jin Xuan asked his officers who dared to fight, but no one answered. Left with no choice, he rode forward himself, brandishing his blade. Zhang Fei let out a thunderous roar. Jin Xuan's face immediately turned pale. Before the two men had even exchanged a blow, Jin Xuan turned his horse and fled. Zhang Fei led his troops in pursuit all the way to the city gates, but arrows suddenly poured down from the walls like rain. Looking up, Jin Xuan saw Gongji standing atop the wall, shouting, "You have defied heaven's will and brought destruction upon yourself. The people and I are willing to surrender to Imperial Uncle Liu." With that, Gongji fired an arrow that struck Jin Xuan directly in the face. Jin Xuan fell from his horse and died. The soldiers cut off his head and presented it to Zhang Fei. Gongji opened the city gates and surrendered. Zhang Fei ordered him to take Jin Xuan's seal and credentials to Liu Bei. Liu Bei was delighted and appointed Gongji as the new governor of Wuling. Liu Bei personally went to Wuling to comfort the people, and then sent a letter to Guan Yu with the good news, saying that Zhang Fei and Zhao Yun had each taken a commandery. Guan Yu replied with a request for battle. "I hear that Changsha has not yet been taken. If my elder brother does not consider me incapable, allow me to try." Liu Bei was pleased and sent Zhang Fei back to Jingzhou to guard the city, while ordering Guan Yu to attack Changsha. After Guan Yu arrived at camp, Kongming reminded him, "The governor of Changsha, Han Xuan, is not worth worrying about, but under him serves an old general named Huang Zhang, courtesy named Han Sheng. Though he is nearly 60 years old, he possesses the courage of 10,000 men. Do not underestimate him." Guan Yu laughed and said, "Military advisor, why praise others and diminish your own side? He is only an old soldier. What is there to fear? With just 500 blade guards, I can take the heads of Huang Zhang and Han Xuan." Liu Bei tried to persuade him otherwise, but Guan Yu would not listen. He was allowed to depart. In private, Kongming told Liu Bei, "Yun Chang is too confident. I fear he may suffer a setback. My lord would do well to bring troops and follow behind to support him." Liu Bei therefore set out with an army and headed toward Changsha as well. When Han Xuan, the governor of Changsha, heard that Guan Yu was coming, he urgently summoned the veteran general Huang Zhang for discussion. Huang Zhang said, "My lord need not worry.
With this blade and this bow, if 1,000 men come, 1,000 men will die. Han Shan first sent the officer Yang Ling out to meet the enemy. Yang Ling had only just begun shouting insults when Guan Yu spurred his horse forward and swung his blade. In fewer than 3 rounds, Yang Ling was cut down from his horse. Guan Yu then pursued the fleeing troops all the way to the walls of Changsha. Han Shan was shocked and had no choice but to send Huang Zhong out to fight, while he himself climbed the city wall to watch. Huang Zhong rode out with his blade. Guan Yu leveled his weapon and asked, "Are you Huang Zhong?" Huang Zhong replied, "Since you know my name, how dare you invade?" Guan Yu answered, "I have come precisely to take your head." Their horses met, and the 2 men fought for more than 100 rounds without a winner. Watching from the city wall, Han Shan became increasingly worried. Fearing that Huang Zhong might come to harm, he hurriedly ordered the drum sounded to end the battle. Guan Yu returned to camp and thought to himself, "Huang Zhong truly deserves his reputation. Tomorrow I must defeat him with the dragging blade trick." The next day, Huang Zhong came out to fight again. The 2 battled for another 50 or 60 rounds, still unable to decide a victor. Guan Yu turned his horse and pretended to retreat. Huang Zhong pursued him closely. Just as Guan Yu was about to turn and use his dragging blade attack, he suddenly heard a noise behind him. Looking back, he saw that Huang Zhong's horse had stumbled and thrown him to the ground. Guan Yu pulled back his horse, raised his blade, and shouted, "Today I spare your life. Go change your horse and come back to fight again." Huang Zhong mounted another horse and returned to the city, deeply grateful that Guan Yu had spared him. Han Shan, however, scolded Huang Zhong. "Your archery never misses. Why did you not shoot him?" Huang Zhong could only reply, "Tomorrow I will lure him to the suspension bridge by pretending to retreat and then kill him with a single arrow." Han Shan then rewarded him with a fine blue horse. That night, Huang Zhong found himself in great conflict. He thought, "Yun Chang spared my life yesterday. How can I bear to harm him? Yet if I do not shoot, I will be disobeying military orders." On the 3rd day, Huang Zhong came out and pretended to retreat. Guan Yu chased after him without hesitation. Remembering the favor from the day before, Huang Zhong drew his bow twice without releasing an arrow. Guan Yu assumed that Huang Zhong could not shoot and became less cautious in the pursuit. When they reached the suspension bridge, Huang Zhong suddenly knocked an arrow and fired. The arrow struck the tassel on Guan Yu's helmet. Shocked, Guan Yu returned to camp with the arrow still attached. Only then did he realize that Huang Zhong possessed the skill to hit a target at 100 paces, and that this arrow, aimed only at the tassel, was his way of repaying the mercy shown the day before. When Huang Zhong returned to the city, Han Shan was furious. He ordered Huang Zhong arrested. "I have watched you fight for 3 days. It is obvious that you are secretly working with Guan Yu. If I do not kill you today, you will become a future threat." The other officers tried to plead for him, but Han Zhuan shouted, "Anyone who speaks for him is his accomplice." Just as the execution was about to begin, a fierce warrior charged in, cut down the executioner with a single stroke, and rescued Huang Zhong. He shouted, "Huang Hansheng is the pillar of Changsha. To kill him is to harm the people of Changsha. Han Zhan is cruel and without virtue. Any man has the right to kill him." Everyone looked and saw that it was Wei Yan. Wei Yan had originally wanted to join Liu Bei at Sangyang but failed. He later entered Han Zhong's service, though he was never truly valued. Now he raised his voice, and the people of the city immediately responded. Wei Yan rushed to the city wall and cut Han Zhan into 2 pieces with a single blow. Carrying Han Zhan's head, he left the city and surrendered to Guan Yu. Guan Yu was delighted. He entered the city, comforted the people, and then asked to see Huang Zhong. Huang Zhong, however, claimed illness and refused to come out. Guan Yu therefore sent for Liu Bei and Kongming to come in person.
Liu Bei and Kongming were still on the road to Changsha when they suddenly saw blue banners curling backward in the wind and a flock of crows flying from north to south overhead. Liu Bei asked what omen this might be. Kongming cast a divination and said, "Changsha has already fallen, and a great general has joined our side." Before long, a messenger arrived and reported, "General Guan has taken Changsha. The surrendered generals are Huang Zhong and Wei Yan." Liu Bei was overjoyed. After entering Changsha, he personally visited Huang Zhong at his home. Only then did Huang Zhong formally surrender and request permission to bury Han Xuan in the eastern outskirts of Changsha. Liu Bei treated Huang Zhong with great respect, and also ordered Han Xuan to be given a proper burial. Guan Yu then brought Wei Yan to meet them, but Kongming immediately ordered the guards to drag Wei Yan outside and execute him. Liu Bei was shocked and asked, "Wei Yan has rendered great service and committed no crime. Why does the military advisor wish to kill him?" Kongming replied, "He accepted his lord's salary and then killed his lord. That is disloyal. He lived in Changsha and then surrendered the city. That is unrighteous. Furthermore, I see a rebellious look behind his head.
One day he will surely rebel. Better to remove him now. Liu Bei said, "If Wei Yan is killed, the other surrendered officers may become fearful. I hope the military advisor will consider the greater situation and spare his life." Only then did Kongming point at Wei Yan and say, "I spare you today. From now on, you must serve your lord with absolute loyalty. If you ever harbor other intentions, I will personally take your head." Wei Yan repeatedly promised obedience. Huang Zhong then recommended Liu Pan, a nephew of Liu Biao, saying that he was living quietly in Yu County and could be entrusted with managing Changsha. Liu Bei therefore invited Liu Pan to take charge of affairs in Changsha. At this point, the four commanderies of Lingling, Guiyang, Wuling, and Changsha had all come under Liu Bei's control. Liu Bei returned triumphantly to Jingzhou, renamed Yujiangkou as Gong'an, and from then on enjoyed abundant supplies, the support of talented men, and troops stationed at all the important passes. Meanwhile, after Zhou Yu returned to Chaisang to recover from his illness, he ordered Gan Ning to guard Baling, Ling Tong to guard Henyang, and Cheng Pu to lead troops to Hefei in support of Sun Quan. Ever since the Battle of Red Cliffs, Sun Quan had been locked in a long struggle with the Cao forces at Hefei and had been unable to take the city. When he heard that Cheng Pu had arrived with reinforcements, he personally went out to welcome him. Lu Su arrived first, and Sun Quan dismounted to greet him. He then asked, "Do you think I am honoring you properly with this reception?" Lu Su replied, "Not yet. I hope my lord's virtue and authority will spread across the realm, that you will unite the 9 provinces and establish an imperial achievement. Only if my name is recorded in history at that time can I truly say I have been honored." Sun Quan laughed loudly. They then entered the command tent, held a banquet, and discussed plans for attacking Hefei. Not long afterward, Zhang Liao sent a challenge letter. Sun Quan flew into a rage. "Zhang Liao has gone too far. Tomorrow I will personally lead the battle." The next day, the two armies met midway between their camps. Sun Quan wore golden armor and a golden helmet, with Song Qian and Jiahua guarding his left and right. On the Cao side, Zhang Liao, Li Dan, and Yu Jin rode out together. Zhang Liao challenged Sun Quan, but Titustes rushed forward first to meet him. The two fought for 70 or 80 rounds without a winner. Li Dan said to Yu Jin, "The one wearing the golden helmet is Sun Quan. If we capture him, we can wipe away the shame suffered by the Cao army." Yu Jin immediately charged diagonally toward Sun Quan. Song Qian and Jiahua moved to block him with their halberds, but Yu Jin cut both weapons in half with a single stroke. When Song Qian tried to pursue, Li Dan shot him from his horse with an arrow. Zhang Liao then launched a fierce attack, throwing the Wu army into confusion. Fortunately, Cheng Pu arrived in time, intercepted Zhang Liao, and rescued Sun Quan. After returning to camp, Sun Quan wept bitterly over Song Qian's death. Zhang Hong advised him, "My lord should not underestimate the enemy and personally risk himself in battle. Slaying generals and capturing banners are the duties of commanders, not honors that a ruler should seek for himself." Sun Quan blamed himself and said, "The fault is mine. From now on, I will correct this mistake." At that moment, Titustes reported, "One of my men, Ji Ding, has a brother named Ho Kao, who works in Zhang Liao's stables. Ho Kao resents Zhang Liao because he was punished. He is willing to set a fire inside the city as a signal and assassinate Zhang Liao. Allow me to lead troops in support and avenge Song Qian." Zhu Jin advised caution. "Zhang Liao is full of schemes. I fear there may be a trap." But Titustes insisted on going. Eager for revenge, Sun Quan approved the plan and gave him 5,000 troops. Ji Ding secretly entered Hefei and arranged with Ho Kao to start a fire in a haystack at night and create chaos inside the city. But after Zhang Liao returned victorious, he had already ordered the entire army not to remove their armor while sleeping. When a fire broke out in the rear camp and people began shouting that there was a rebellion, Zhang Liao calmly said, "How could the whole city revolt at once? Someone is clearly trying to create panic." Before long, Li Dan captured Ji Ding and Ho Kao and brought them in. After questioning them, Zhang Liao executed both men on the spot. Outside the city, drums and gongs suddenly thundered. Zhang Liao sneered, "The Wu army's outside force has arrived." He ordered fires lit inside the city gates to make it appear that internal chaos was spreading, then had the gates thrown open. Seeing the gates wide open, Titustes believed the plan had succeeded and charged inside on horseback. Suddenly, a cannon signal sounded, and arrows rained down from every direction. Struck by several arrows, Titustes was forced to retreat. Li Dan and Yu Jin then launched a counterattack, killing more than half of the Wu troops. Only when Lu Sun and Dong Shi fought their way forward was Titustes rescued. When Sun Quan saw how badly Titustes was wounded, his grief deepened. Zhang Zhao advised him to withdraw, And so Sun Quan returned with his army to Nanshu in Runzhou. Titus's injuries were severe. On his deathbed he cried out, "A true man is born in troubled times to win glory with his sword. Now my ambitions remain unfinished, yet I must leave this world. How bitterly unfair." With those words, he died at only 41 years of age. Sun Quan gave him a grand burial at Beigu Mountain north of Nanshu and brought Titus's son, Tai Shiheng, into his household to raise. At this time, Liu Bei was reorganizing his forces in Jingzhou. When he heard that Sun Quan had been defeated at Hefei, he discussed the matter with Kongming. Kongming said, "Last night I saw a star fall in the northwest. I fear that someone of the imperial clan has passed away." Before he had finished speaking, a soldier rushed in and reported, "Prince Liu Qi has died of illness." Liu Bei burst into tears. Kongming comforted him. "Life and death are determined by fate. My lord must not grieve too deeply. What matters now is sending someone to guard Xiangyang and arranging the funeral." Liu Bei asked, "Who should be sent?" Kongming replied, "No one is more suitable than Yun Chang." Liu Bei then worried aloud, "Now that Liu Qi is dead, Eastern Wu will surely come demanding Jingzhou. How should we respond?" Kongming answered, "If someone comes, I already have a plan." Half a month later, a report arrived just as expected. Lu Su of Eastern Wu has come to offer condolences. When Kongming heard that Lu Su had arrived in Jingzhou, he and Liu Bei personally went outside the city to welcome him and escorted him into the government office.
After the formal greetings were completed and everyone had taken their seats, Lu Su said, "My lord heard the sad news of Prince Liu Qi's passing and has sent a small gift for the funeral rites. Governor Zhou also repeatedly asked me to convey his respects to Imperial Uncle Liu, and to you, sir." Liu Bei and Kongming rose to thank him, accepted the gifts, and held a banquet in his honor. During the feast, Lu Su brought up their earlier agreement. Not long ago, Imperial Uncle Liu said that once Prince Liu Qi was no longer living, Jingzhou would be returned. Now that the prince has passed away, when do you intend to hand it over? Liu Bei did not answer immediately and only said that he needed to discuss the matter with Kongming. Lu Su pressed the issue several times. Kongming's expression darkened as he said, "Zijing, those words are most unreasonable. My lord is a descendant of Prince Jing of Zhongshan and the imperial uncle of the Han. Does he not deserve to hold territory of his own? Lu Jingsheng was my lord's elder brother. What is wrong with a younger brother inheriting his elder brother's legacy? Your lord controls only the 6 commanderies of Jiangdong, yet wishes to swallow Han territory. The victory at Red Cliffs was not Eastern Wu's achievement alone. Without my borrowing the southeast wind, how could Zhou Lang have carried out his fire attack? Yet now you pressure my lord to return Jingzhou. Is that not rather short-sighted?" Lu Su was left speechless and could only sigh. "What you say makes sense, sir, but I am in a difficult position. I was the one who brought you across the river to meet the Lord of Wu, and I was the one who guaranteed that Jingzhou would be returned after Prince Liu Qi's death. If it is not returned now, how am I supposed to explain myself to the Lord of Wu and Governor Zhou?" Kongming replied, "If this troubles you, then let my lord write a formal document stating that Jingzhou is only being borrowed for the time being. Once we have obtained Sichuan in the future, it will naturally be returned to Eastern Wu." Having no other choice, Lu Su agreed. Liu Bei personally wrote the document. Kongming signed it as guarantor, and Lu Su was also persuaded to sign it. After accepting the document, Lu Su took his leave. At parting, Kongming reminded him, "After you return, explain the matter carefully. Only if our two sides remain on good terms can we avoid becoming a laughingstock for the Cao forces." After returning to Chaisang, Lu Su presented the document to Zhou Yu. After reading it, Zhou Yu stamped his feet in anger. "Zijing, you have fallen right into Zhu Zhiliang's trap. He says the territory will be returned after Sichuan is taken. But when will he ever take Sichuan? If it takes 10 years, then Jingzhou will not be returned for 10 years. And you even signed as guarantor. What will you do when the Lord of Wu blames you?" Lu Su had no answer, and could only say that he trusted Liu Bei would not betray him. Zhou Yu sighed. "You are an honest man, but Liu Bei is a hero with great ambition, and Zhu Zhiliang is even more cunning." When Lu Su asked what should be done next, Zhou Yu told him to stay a few more days while they waited for reports from their spies north of the river. A few days later, the spies returned with news. White mourning banners are hanging throughout Jingzhou city, and a new grave has been built outside the walls. The soldiers are all wearing mourning clothes.
Liu Bei's Lady Gan has passed away." Hearing this, Zhou Yu was delighted. He said to Lu Su, "The plan is working. Liu Bei has lost his wife and will surely remarry. The Lord of Wu has a younger sister. She has a strong personality and is always attended by maidservants carrying swords. I intend to send someone to Jingzhou as a matchmaker. We will lure Liu Bei to Nansu for the wedding. Once he arrives, we will keep him there and use him to exchange for Jingzhou." Lu Su thanked Zhou Yu for the plan. Zhou Yu immediately wrote a letter and sent Lu Su to Nansu to see Sun Quan. Lu Su first explained the matter of borrowing Jingzhou and then presented the written agreement. Sun Quan became furious. "How could you be so foolish? What use is a document like this?" Lu Su quickly handed over Zhou Yu's letter. After reading it, Kong smiled with satisfaction and said, "There is no one better suited for this than Lu Fang." He then summoned Lu Fang and ordered him to go to Jingzhou as a matchmaker. He was to tell Liu Bei that Sun Quan wished to marry his younger sister to him, so that the two families could become relatives and join forces against Cao Cao. Lu Fang accepted the order and set out for Jingzhou. At this time, Liu Bei was still grieving over Lady Gan's death. When he was informed that Lu Fan of Eastern Wu had arrived, Kongming smiled and said, "This is Zhou Yu's scheme. He has come for Jingzhou. I will hide behind the screen. My lord need only agree with whatever he says." After entering, Lu Fan said, "Imperial Uncle Liu has lost his wife, and now a fine marriage opportunity presents itself. The Lord of Wu has a younger sister who is dignified in appearance and virtuous in character. If our two families become related by marriage, even Cao Cao would not dare underestimate the southeast. However, Lady Wu loves her daughter dearly and will not allow her to marry far from home. Therefore, Your Excellency must personally come to Eastern Wu for the wedding." Liu Bei replied that his late wife had only recently passed away and that he was already nearly 50 years old, making him an unsuitable match. Lu Fan persuaded him. "The Lord of Wu's sister wishes to marry only the greatest hero under heaven. Your Excellency's name is known throughout the realm. You are the perfect match." Liu Bei then asked Liu Fan to stay the night and promised an answer the next day. That evening, Liu Bei discussed the matter with Kongming. Liu Bei worried, "This must be another scheme by Zhou Yu. How can I willingly walk into danger?" Kongming smiled. "I have already cast a divination and received the most favorable signs. Zhou Yu may have his plans, but he cannot escape my expectations. My lord should simply agree. First, send Sun Qian with Lu Fan back to Eastern Wu, and give them your answer." So, Sun Qian accompanied Lu Fan to see Sun Quan, and informed him that Liu Bei had accepted the marriage proposal. Sun Quan had been waiting for Liu Bei to come to Wu, and immediately urged him to arrive and complete the marriage. Even so, Liu Bei remained hesitant. Kongming said, "I have prepared 3 clever plans, and only Zilong can carry them out." He then called Zhao Yun forward and handed him 3 brocade bags. "You will escort my lord to Eastern Wu. Whenever a critical moment arrives, open these bags one by one and act according to the instructions inside." It was the 10th month of the winter of the 14th year of Jianan. Liu Bei, Zhao Yun, and Sun Qian boarded 10 swift ships with 500 attendants and departed Jingzhou for Nanshu. All affairs of Jingzhou were left in Kongming's hands. When they reached Nanshu, Zhao Yun opened the first brocade bag. He immediately ordered the accompanying soldiers to decorate everything with red banners and festive ornaments, and to purchase wedding supplies throughout the city. They spread the news loudly everywhere that Imperial Uncle Liu was about to marry into Eastern Wu. At the same time, Zhao Yun advised Liu Bei to first visit Elder Qiao. Elder Qiao was the father of the 2 Qiaos and lived in Nansu. Liu Bei brought gifts of wine and sheep and went to pay his respects. He explained that Lu Fan had arranged the match and that he was about to marry the Lord of Wu's sister. Before long, the entire city of Nansu knew that Liu Bei was going to be married. Elder Qiao then entered the palace to congratulate Lady Wu. She was surprised and asked, "What is there to celebrate?" Elder Qiao replied, "Your daughter has been promised to Liu Zhande. He has already arrived in Nansu. Why have you kept this from me?" Lady Wu was shocked and immediately sent people to investigate. Sure enough, the whole city was preparing for a wedding. Sun Quan came to see his mother, and Lady Wu angrily demanded, "My daughter's marriage should be decided by me. Why did you secretly promise her to Liu Bei and keep it from me?" Sun Quan had no choice but to explain. "This is actually Zhou Yu's plan. We intend to lure Liu Bei to Nanshu, imprison him, and exchange him for Jingzhou. There was never any intention of a real marriage." Lady Wu became furious. "Zhou Yu is the Grand Commander.
Instead of using proper means to take Jingzhou, he uses my daughter as bait. If Liu Bei is killed, will my daughter not become a widow before she is even married? Would that not ruin her entire life? Elder Qiao also advised her, even if we gain Jingzhou this way, we will be laughed at by the whole world. It would be better to turn the false plan into a real marriage. Imperial Uncle Liu is a member of the Han Imperial clan and a hero of the age. Having him as a son-in-law would not disgrace the family. Lady Wu then said, I have never met Imperial Uncle Liu. Arrange for us to meet tomorrow at Ganlu Temple. If he pleases me, I will marry my daughter to him. If he does not, then you may deal with him as you wish. Sun Quan had no choice but to agree. Lu Fan then suggested hiding armed men at Ganlu Temple. If Lady Wu did not like Liu Bei, they could seize him on the spot. Sun Quan therefore ordered Jie Hua to prepare the ambush. Elder Qiao sent someone to inform Liu Bei that the Lord of Wu and Lady Wu would meet him at Ganlu Temple the next day. Liu Bei discussed the matter with Sun Qian and Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun said, Tomorrow will be full of danger. I will bring 500 soldiers to protect you. The next day, Liu Bei wore light armor under a brocade robe, while Zhao Yun followed him fully armed. After they arrived at Ganlu Temple, Sun Quan saw that Liu Bei had an extraordinary bearing, and a sense of fear quietly rose in his heart. Liu Bei entered the temple and paid his respects to Lady Wu. When Lady Wu saw his noble presence, she was very pleased and said to Elder Qiao, This truly is my son-in-law. Elder Qiao also praised him. Liu Bei has the bearing of a dragon and phoenix, and his kindness is known throughout the world. My lady, to gain such a fine son-in-law is truly a happy thing. During the banquet, Zhao Yun entered with his sword and stood beside Liu Bei. Lady Wu asked who he was. Liu Bei replied, This is Zhao Zilong of Changshan. Lady Wu exclaimed, Is he the general who carried Adu in his arms at Changban Slope? She then ordered wine to be given to him. Zhao Yun secretly told Liu Bei, There are armed men hidden under the corridors. Liu Bei then knelt before Lady Wu's seat and cried, If you wish to kill me, I am willing to die here. After Lady Wu learned what had happened, she became furious and questioned Sun Quan about why armed men had been hidden there. Sun Quan claimed he knew nothing, while Lu Fan shifted the blame to Jie Hua. Lady Wu immediately ordered Jie Hua to be executed. Liu Bei pleaded, If a great general is killed, it may harm this marriage alliance. Elder Qiao also spoke in his defense. Only then did Lady Wu spare Jie Hua, and the hidden armed men were dismissed. After the banquet, Liu Bei came out of the hall and saw a large stone in the courtyard. He drew his sword and prayed, If I, Liu Bei, can keep Jingzhou and one day achieve royal power, let this sword split the stone open. If I am meant to die here, then let the sword fail to cut into it. With that, he struck down with his sword. Sparks flew and the stone split in two. When Sun Quan saw this, he suspected that Liu Bei was using the moment to show his strength. He also drew his sword and prayed, If I can recover Jingzhou and bring prosperity to Eastern Wu, let me split this stone as well. His sword came down, and the great stone also split open. Later, this stone came to be known as the Stone of Resentment. The two returned to the banquet and drank several more rounds. Liu Bei then excused himself, saying he could no longer hold his wine. Sun Quan saw him out of the temple, and the two stood side by side, looking out over the rivers and mountains. Liu Bei praised the view, saying, This truly is the finest scenery under heaven. Later, the tablet at Ganlu Temple would bear the words, The finest rivers and mountains under heaven. The two then saw light boats on the river cutting swiftly through the waves. Liu Bei sighed, Southerners sail boats and Northerners ride horses. That saying is indeed true. Sun Quan sensed a hidden meaning in his words and ordered horses to be brought. He rode down the hill and then galloped back up the slope. Liu Bei also leaped onto his horse and followed. The two stood on horseback upon the slope and laughed together. Later, this place was called Horse Stopping Slope. After Liu Bei returned to the guest house, Sun Quan advised him, My lord should quickly ask Elder Qiao to help complete the marriage so that no further trouble can arise. The next day, Liu Bei visited Elder Qiao and said that he feared someone in Jiangdong might harm him, so he could not stay there long. Elder Qiao entered the palace and reported this to Lady Wu. Lady Wu said angrily, He is my son-in-law. Who dares touch him? She then ordered Liu Bei to move into the study residence for the time being, selected an auspicious date for the wedding, and allowed Zhao Yun and the accompanying soldiers to move into the residence as well. Several days later, Lady Sun and Liu Bei were formally married. That night, after the guests had left, red candles lit the path. Liu Bei entered the bridal chamber,
only to see spears and blades standing throughout the room. Every maidservant wore a sword or carried a blade, standing in 2 rows on either side. Liu Bei was so frightened that his soul almost left his body.
When Liu Bei entered the bridal chamber, he saw spears and swords displayed along both sides of the room, while the maidservants stood nearby, wearing swords at their waists. His expression immediately changed. Seeing his alarm, the housekeeper explained, "My lord, there is no need to be afraid. The lady has loved martial arts since childhood and often has her attendants practice swordsmanship. That is why these weapons are displayed here." Liu Bei said, "Weapons are not things that belong in a bridal chamber. They make me uneasy. It would be better to put them away first." The housekeeper reported his words to Lady Sun. Lady Sun laughed and said, "You have spent half your life on battlefields. How can you be afraid of a few weapons?" Even so, she ordered the weapons removed and told the maidservants to take off their swords before attending her. That night, Liu Bei and Lady Sun were married, and the two found themselves well matched in affection. Liu Bei also rewarded the maidservants with gold, silver, and valuables, quietly winning their favor, and sent Sun Qian back to Jingzhou first to deliver the good news. From then on, Liu Bei spent his days drinking and celebrating in Eastern Wu, while Lady Wu grew even more fond of him. Sun Quan sent word to Zhou Yu in Chaisang. "My mother insisted on it and has already married my sister to Liu Bei. The false plan has become real. What should we do now?" Zhou Yu was shocked and could not sit still. Soon he came up with another plan and wrote to Sun Quan, "Since the false marriage has become real, then keep Liu Bei here. Build him a fine residence and surround him with beautiful women, wealth, treasures, and pleasures. Let him become attached to luxury and distance himself from Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, and Zhao Yun. Let him also lose touch with Zhu Zhiliang's plans. Once ruler and ministers grow apart, taking Jingzhou will be easy. But if we allow him to return, it will be like releasing a dragon into the sea. The trouble afterward will be endless." After reading the letter, Sun Quan showed it to Zhang Zhao. Zhang Zhao agreed. Liu Bei has spent most of his life wandering and has never truly enjoyed wealth and comfort. If we surround him with fine houses, beautiful women, and treasures, his ambition will naturally fade. Once he becomes distant from the people of Jingzhou, Jingzhou itself will be much easier to take. Sun Quan was delighted. He immediately renovated the eastern residence, planted flowers and trees throughout the grounds, filled it with precious treasures, and added dozens of musicians and entertainers. Liu Bei and Lady Sun were invited to live there. Lady Wu believed Sun Quan was sincerely treating his brother-in-law well and was very pleased. Liu Bei indeed became absorbed in pleasure and entertainment and gradually stopped speaking about returning to Jingzhou. Zhao Yun remained outside the eastern residence with 500 soldiers. His days were spent practicing archery and riding horses outside the city. As the end of the year approached, he suddenly remembered the 3 brocade bags Zhu Zhiliang had given him before departure. The first was to be opened upon arriving at Nanshu, the second at the end of the year, and the third only in a moment of great danger. Seeing that his lord had become unwilling to return, Zhao Yun opened the second bag and followed its instructions. That day, Zhao Yun entered the residence to see Liu Bei and deliberately acted alarmed. "My lord, have you become so comfortable in these painted halls that you no longer wish to return to Jingzhou? This morning, a messenger arrived from Zhu Zhiliang. Cao Cao intends to avenge the defeat at Red Cliffs and is marching on Jingzhou with 500,000 troops. The situation is critical. He urges you to return immediately." Liu Bei replied, "I must discuss this with my wife." Zhao Yun said urgently, "If you discuss it with her, she will surely refuse to let you leave. My lord should depart tonight. If you delay, it may be too late." Liu Bei told him to withdraw and said he would think of another way. Liu Bei returned to his private chambers and quietly shed tears. Lady Sun asked why he was so troubled. Liu Bei said, "I am living far from home. I cannot serve my parents or pay respects to my ancestors. Now that the new year is approaching, my heart is filled with unease." Lady Sun replied, "You do not need to hide the truth from me. Zhao Zilong just said that Jingzhou is in danger. You wish to return, but you are afraid I will not allow it." Liu Bei knelt and said, "Since you already know, I dare not conceal it. If I do not return, Jingzhou may be lost. Yet if I return, I cannot bear to leave you behind. I am torn between the two." Lady Sun said, "I am your wife. Wherever you go, I will follow." Liu Bei replied, "How could Lady Wu and Lord Wu ever allow you to leave? If you truly care for me, perhaps you should let me return alone for now." Lady Sun thought for a long time before saying, "On New Year's Day, we can say that we are going to the riverside to honor our ancestors. Then we will leave without saying goodbye." Liu Bei was overjoyed and thanked her again and again. Afterward,
He secretly summoned Zhao Yun and arranged for him to take the soldiers out of the city first on New Year's Day and wait on the main road while Liu Bei and Lady Sun departed under the pretense of ancestral rites. On the first day of the new year, in the 15th year of Jianan, Sun Quan held a grand banquet for all his civil and military officials. Liu Bei and Lady Sun paid their respects to Lady Wu together. Lady Sun said, "My husband misses his parents and ancestors. Today he wishes to offer distant sacrifices by the river to the family graves in the north, so we have come to seek your permission." Lady Wu replied, "This is an act of filial piety. How could I refuse? Since you are now a wife, you should accompany your husband in honoring his ancestors." Lady Sun and Liu Bei thanked her and then departed. The matter was concealed only from Sun Quan. Lady Sun rode in a carriage carrying only her personal belongings. Liu Bei rode on horseback with a few mounted attendants. Once outside the city, they joined Zhao Yun and his 500 soldiers and quickly left Nanchu behind. Sun Quan had been drinking heavily that day and did not wake until the 5th watch of the night. The next day, when he learned that Liu Bei had fled with his sister, he flew into a rage and immediately ordered Chen Wu and Pan Zhang to pursue them with 500 elite troops. The more he thought about it, the angrier he became, until he smashed his jade inkstone. Cheng Pu tried to calm him. Lady Sun has always been strong-willed. Even the generals fear her. If she truly wishes to go with Liu Bei, Chen Wu and Pan Zhang may not dare act against her. Hearing this only made Sun Quan angrier. He drew his sword and handed it to Zhang Qin and Zhou Tai, ordering them to pursue immediately. "Bring back the heads of my sister and Liu Bei. Anyone who disobeys this command will be executed." Liu Bei and his party hurried along the road. They had just reached the border of Chaisang when a cloud of dust rose behind them. The pursuers were already close. Zhao Yun volunteered to stay behind and hold them off. But as they rounded the foot of a hill, another force suddenly appeared ahead and blocked the road. The two generals at its head shouted, "Liu Bei, get off your horse and surrender at once. We have been waiting here under Governor Zhou's orders." Zhou Yu had long expected Liu Bei to escape, and had already sent Su Sheng and Ding Feng with 3,000 soldiers to ambush this route. Liu Bei panicked. "There are enemies ahead and pursuers behind. What are we supposed to do now?" Zhao Yun replied, "The military advisor left a third brocade bag. This is exactly the time to open it." After reading its contents, Liu Bei immediately went to Lady Sun's carriage with tears in his eyes and said, "From the beginning, Sun Quan and Zhou Yu only married you to me in order to trap me and seize Jingzhou. Now enemies block us from both directions. Only you can save me. If you refuse to help, I am willing to die before your carriage in gratitude for your kindness." Lady Sun flew into a rage. "If my own brother does not treat me as family, then what face do I have left to show him? Leave this matter to me." She threw open the carriage curtain and shouted at Su Sheng and Ding Feng, "Are you trying to rebel? Liu Bei is my husband. I informed my mother that I would accompany him back to Jingzhou. You bring soldiers to block our path. Are you trying to rob a married couple?" Su Sheng and Ding Feng quickly dismounted and knelt, explaining that they were only carrying out Zhou Yu's orders. Lady Sun shouted back, "You fear Zhou Yu, but do you not fear me? If Zhou Yu can kill you, do you think I cannot kill Zhou Yu?" Neither dared argue further. Seeing Zhao Yun glaring at them with spear in hand, they had no choice but to clear the road. Liu Bei and the others had not gone far when Chen Wu and Pan Zhang arrived and joined Su Sheng and Ding Feng. After discussing the situation, the four generals rode after them. Once again, Lady Sun stopped her carriage and scolded them. "I am accompanying my husband back to Jingzhou under my mother's orders. This is not an elopement. Are you relying on military force to harm me?" The generals knew she was Sun Quan's sister and had Lady Wu's support behind her. None of them dared stop her by force and could only back down. While they hesitated, Zhang Qin and Zhou Tai arrived with more troops and demanded to know why Liu Bei had been allowed to escape. The four generals explained how Lady Sun had blocked them. Zhang Qin said, "Lord Wu expected this. He gave us a precious sword and ordered us to kill the princess first and then execute Liu Bei." Zhang Qin, Zhou Tai, Chen Wu, and Pan Zhang immediately led their troops along the river in pursuit, while Su Sheng and Ding Feng returned to report to Zhou Yu and request a naval pursuit. Liu Bei and his group reached Liulangpu. They were already far from Chaisang, but before them stretched only the vast river, with no boats in sight. The pursuers were drawing closer behind them. Liu Bei sighed. "We have been rushing day and night. Men and horses are exhausted. The enemy is almost upon us. Are we truly going to die here?" Just as panic began to spread, more than 20 boats suddenly appeared along the riverbank. Zhao Yun exclaimed, "Luckily there are boats. Quick, get aboard and cross the river." Liu Bei, Lady Sun, Zhao Yun, and the 500 soldiers quickly boarded. Then a man wearing a scholar's headscarf and a Taoist robe stepped out of one of the cabins laughing. "My lord, there is no need to worry. Zhuge Liang has been waiting here for a long time." The supposed passengers aboard the boats were actually Jingzhou naval troops in disguise. Liu Bei was overjoyed. By the time the pursuers reached the riverbank, the boats had already left shore. Zhuge Liang laughed and shouted toward the bank, "Go back and tell Zhou Long there is no need to use any more beauty traps." Arrows rained down from the shore, but the boats were already speeding away with the current. Zhang Qin and the others could do nothing except watch. Before long, however, the sound of warships echoed across the river. Zhou Yu himself was leading a naval pursuit, with Huang Gai and Han Dang beside him. Their ships moved swiftly and were rapidly gaining ground. Zhuge Liang ordered the boats to head for the northern shore. Everyone disembarked and continued escorting the carriages and horses overland. Zhou Yu also landed and personally led the pursuit on horseback. Just as Liu Bei's party seemed within reach, a drum suddenly sounded. A force of swordsmen burst from the surrounding woods. At their head stood Guan Yun Chang. Zhou Yu was shocked and immediately turned his horse around. Guan Yu chased after him relentlessly. Then Huang Zhang appeared from the left with another force, while Wei Yan charged out from the right. The Wu army was thrown into complete disorder. Zhou Yu barely escaped back to his ship. On the shore, Liu Bei's soldiers shouted in unison. Zhou Lang's clever plans won the world, yet he lost both the lady and the army. Zhou Yu was overcome with shame and fury. Drawing his sword, he wanted to charge ashore and fight again, but Huang Gai and Han Dang desperately restrained him. Thinking of how every one of his plans had failed and unable to face Sun Quan, Zhou Yu was overwhelmed by anger. With a great cry, the wound from his old arrow injury burst open. He collapsed unconscious on the deck. This had originally been Zhou Yu's beauty trap. He intended to use Lady Sun to keep Liu Bei captive and then trade Liu Bei for Jingzhou. But he never imagined that Zhuge Liang had already prepared 3 clever plans inside 3 brocade bags, guiding Liu Bei step by step out of Eastern Wu's grasp. Lady Sun publicly forced back the Wu generals. Zhao Yun protected his lord throughout the journey. Zhuge Liang had already arranged boats at the riverbank. Guan Yun Chang, Huang Zhang, and Wei Yan had prepared ambushes on shore. Zhou Yu calculated everything, yet in the end he not only failed to recover Jingzhou, but truly gave Lady Sun to Liu Bei. From that day on, the saying, "Zhou Lang's clever plans won the world, yet he lost both the lady and the army," became a famous joke passed down through the ages. But would Zhou Yu really let the matter end there? Liu Bei had safely returned to Jingzhou with Lady Sun. Eastern Wu had lost both face and leverage. How would Sun Quan respond? Zhou Yu's old wound had reopened, and his anger burned even hotter than before. Would he devise another plan? And although Liu Bei had managed to keep Jingzhou for the moment, would this marriage become his protection, or the beginning of even greater trouble in the future? In the next episode, we will continue the story.
If you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to give the show a like, subscribe, and share it with someone you think would enjoy it too. Thank you for spending this time with me. I will see you in the next episode.
Sky in light, knew I healed the broken heart. Fuxi traced the world's design. Every age leaves stories bright. Yaya dynasty shaped bronze. Shang dynasty cast oracle bones. Thou dynasty built right. Qin dynasty forged the great walls. Han dynasty opened Silk Road winds. 3 kingdoms dynasty turned war to tale. Dynasty raised learning's flame. Yuan Dynasty swept the northern plains. Ming Dynasty strengthened walls again. Qing Dynasty closed an ancient end. Every age leaves stories bright. History and myth ignite in endless light. China's history moves in mystery through the night. Footsteps of this land enchant the world in light. Han Dynasty opens Silk Road wins. Three Kingdoms Dynasty turn war to tales. Qin Dynasty led ink and mountains bloom. Sui Dynasty carved the Grand Canal. Tang Dynasty crowned the world with art. Song Dynasty raised learning's flame. Yuan Dynasty swept the northern plains. Ming Dynasty strengthened walls again. Qing Dynasty closed an ancient day.